Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Proof of Concept demonstrations. This morning, you heard and saw 3 small business finalists demonstrate their technology concepts, and this afternoon, you will hear and see 3 more. Before we get started with the demonstrations, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker for day 1 of the Proof of Concept demonstrations, the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army, Research and Technology, Dr. Thomas Russell. Please help me welcome Dr. Russell.
Thank you. It's great to see a good turnout. My notes I have say good morning, but I think it's actually good afternoon. I am Tom Russell, and I'm the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Army for Research and Technology. I really wanted to just kind of begin with, thanking you all for participating in X-Tech Search. You're here at the Proof of Concept. We often refer to it as a capstone, and it's really the 3rd phase of the activities in X-Tech. And so those who are here today, presenting today and tomorrow, it's really focused on getting down to that last selectee. But hopefully you've had a great experience up to this point. We've provided some resources to help you continue to develop your technologies. And just because we can only select one doesn't mean we're not in love with all of you. It just means that that's just the way the prize competition process works. So, but there are opportunities I hope everyone's taking of getting on the floor, meeting with companies, engaging with others. Hopefully, I think you'll have booth space on Wednesday so you can actually have people come by and see you as well. So if you happen to see what's going on over in the X-Tech Search piece of the Innovators Corner, you'll notice there's a large crowd, and those crowds of people there really coming in, talking to the companies, and then also you're starting to have some engagements. So it's really, I kind of jumped ahead. I mean, if you don't know X-Tech completely, it's a 4-phased approach. We spend about $2 million for every event. We run 2 events per year. Both cases, they work with AUSA. So there's activities like this capstone or proof of concept here. There's a proof of concept in Huntsville, so we run it with Winter AUSA and the national meeting. So it starts before that. There's a white paper phase, a face-to-face pitch. We actually, for every time we have an engagement with you, we provide resources so that you actually will hopefully covering your expenses to come here, so that you're not coming out of your pocket for trying to actually get engagements with us and the broader community. The other thing we try to do, and the reason we do this AUSA is, I sort of hinted at, is really it gives us the opportunity to give you a way to showcase yourself, right? So the booth space is donated by AUSA. It's free of charge to us, which also means it's free of charge to you. It gives you an opportunity for people to come by. It also gets you an opportunity to get on the floor and meet companies. So a lot of our successes for the X-Tech Search participants has really been engagements with the primes or other small businesses on the floor. Probably half of the companies we've engaged with have developed business relationships with people that are outside the Army, which is just as good to us as whether you're within the Army or not. So the proof of concepts of the next 2 days are really showcasing the 12 selectees from Huntsville last March. We want to try and see if we can come up with the best technology that's available for us to do. And one of those technology winners from the last time we had our proof of concept was, what's the name of the company again, Matt? Adranos, thank you. Adranos, which was a solid propellant company, and they'll actually be here on Wednesday. If you're interested in hearing from them, they're going to actually be over in the X-Tech area and Innovation Corner, where I think everybody here will have your booths, and they're going to present sort of what their experience has been through the entire process in trying to understand how to work with the government through the whole thing. And they've also had some engagements now at the PEO, PM level, so they've actually gotten further. All right, so this is basically we're in 3.0, so this is really being showcased here. And then because there's 2 of them, I get back and forth of which one's which. But so I think we're on 3.0, which is actually across, which is what I was talking about in a minute. 4.0 has just been advertised, so if there are people here who are just listening, or even the small companies that are here, 4.0 is advertised. I believe the white papers are due on November 11th this year. A couple other things we've actually tried to do to improve our engagement with you and the way we actually interact with a lot of the small companies is we've launched this month what's called an X-Tech Accelerator. And this is really to provide better networking and mentorship with the small companies and some education programs for those X-Tech participants throughout the phases of the competition, trying to improve our engagement and help you as a small entity or small business understand what it really means to work with the Army and how to actually work with us. And it's really about trying to actually build you into our ecosystem, so the accelerator will help with that. Another thing for everybody here, which I think is also new, I think we did it last year in the SBIR program, but again this year in the SBIR program, there is a new release which is looking for dual-use technologies. It is primarily focused towards the X-Tech participants that we've actually been working with over the last year or so. It's not limited to that, but it is actually an area where if you're not the final selectee, there's another opportunity to engage with us in the Army and become part of the SBIR program and help us actually work through that process. It's an out-of-cycle SBIR topic, so I just want to make sure everybody understands that. And it will, again, I think that one opens on November 11th as well, so it's no? Closes on November 11th, so opens next week. Thanks, Matt. So if you're interested in that, so let's please, feel free to participate. And then I already mentioned the X-Tech 4.0, so let me just finish up with my brief comments. What I really want to do is personally invite each and every one of you to join us on Wednesday at 3:30 in the afternoon over in Innovations Corner at Hall B. We're going to announce the winner at that point in time, so not only the winner of this part of X-Tech, but of the 24, 25 companies that are in the phase 2 part of the X-Tech search over in Hall B. We'll actually announce those 12 winners as well. So Dr. Jetty will actually hand out the award. So for both this, the winner here, as well as the 12 finalists from the X-Tech 3.0 that's ongoing. And I think there'll be a big check because Dr. Jetty wanted us to have a big check. So what I'd like to do is really just thank you all for being here today. Small businesses who apply to the X-Tech are clearly motivated beyond hopefully just financial interest in this activity. It's really trying to help us support soldiers and stakeholders to try and improve what we're doing for the protecting our soldiers and giving them technologies that we might not actually get introduced into the system on a regular basis and in our traditional ways. So we think this has been a great engagement, trying to bring new companies, new ideas, new technologies into the Army and trying to ensure that we actually are opening up the aperture and figuring out how to do better business with you. So I want to thank the 7 people sitting here in the chairs, our panel of judges from across our Army ecosystem. They've traveled here, taken part of this. They're going to be here for today and tomorrow. I appreciate everything you guys are doing to help us with this. And we really look forward to your recommendations on Wednesday so that we can actually reward one of the participants. But again, I want to emphasize that it's not about winning this cash award or the last contract. We are hoping that this whole process makes it so we build a lasting relationship with you and your companies as we move forward. So with that, I'll finish with, if you have feedback, we're always open for feedback. There's always good and bad in all these prize competitions. Every year we do this, every session we do this, we get feedback from the companies, both good and bad. It helps us kind of continue to massage the way this is run to make it most effective for you. And the one thing we want to make sure is highly effective is the way we communicate to you and the way you communicate to us. It's really about building that bridge of communication between the Army or the government and small companies so we can actually have an enhanced relationship. So with that, I'll finish and good luck. And I'm looking forward to the results on Wednesday at 3:30 over in Hall B. Thanks a lot.